Congratulations on your decision to be involved in the ice cream business. Ice cream doesn't just taste good, it makes people feel good. Think about it. Ice cream is a happy business. During the next few minutes, we will give you some helpful tips which will assist you in learning more about the ice cream business. Hershey's Ice Cream has been making premium ice cream for more than 100 years, and frankly, we've loved every minute of it. And here are some reasons why. You know, ice cream is not just a dessert. It's a great snack, a treat, and more than that, it's a way to celebrate living. Ice cream lovers find frozen dairy desserts more than just something to eat. Because you've chosen to serve Hershey's premium ice cream, you've taken the first step in introducing your customers to premium quality. Hershey's has earned the right to call their ice cream premium because they have met strict standards to ensure it contains the optimum amount of 12% or greater butterfat to ensure quality, taste, and texture. Look at some things that make Hershey's premium ice cream stand above all the economy brands. You may never have heard of Overrun, but it's one of the most important parts of making ice cream. As all the quality ingredients in Hershey's ice cream are blended and frozen, air is pumped into the ice cream. It's similar to the air you find in a freshly baked cake. In ice cream, that air is called Overrun. It's what gives ice cream the texture, flavor, and consistency that makes it so enjoyable. It's important to have the right amount of Overrun, and at Hershey's, we always maintain the precise percentage. 80% Overrun is also what allows Hershey's to guarantee an exact weight for every can of ice cream you purchase. No matter what flavor you order, a 3-gallon can of Hershey's ice cream will always weigh 242 net ounces or more. So what does this mean to your business and your customers? To your business, the correct amount of Overrun means additional 4-ounce dips per can. To the customers, correct Overrun means better texture, slower melt, and wonderful mouth appeal. All reasons to come back and enjoy Hershey's ice cream again and again. Let's look at this simple comparison. We're going to place a can of Hershey's premium ice cream with its guaranteed Overrun on this electronic scale. Now, what do you think will happen when we place another company's can of ice cream on the same scale? Well, I guess a picture is worth 1,000 words. You see, Hershey's can weighs more because the ice cream has less Overrun and therefore is fuller bodied with better texture and more delicious than Brand X. In other words, less Overrun means smoother, fuller bodied, more solid ice cream. To you, this means more scoops per can. 61 4-ounce scoops to be exact. The other brand? Well, it weighed in at only 214 ounces, so we're only going to get 53.5 scoops per can. Now, if we sell just one can of Hershey's ice cream per day, you can see we will serve 7.5 more servings of 4-ounce scoops than if we use Brand X. That adds up to 52.5 more 4-ounce servings per week and a whopping 2,730 scoops per year. And that's if you're selling only one can per day. Imagine what happens to your profits as you sell more. Hershey's Guaranteed Weight is your parlor's way of guaranteeing an excellent product. Now let's stop and review the things we've covered so far. Your job is to make the customer's ice cream experience even more enjoyable. Hershey's Premium Ice Cream guarantees the weight of each can. Hershey's Premium Ice Cream provides more 4-ounce servings per can and more profit than high Overrun ice cream. An important aspect of handling Hershey's Premium Ice Cream is properly preparing it for use. Because you want to keep your ice cream at its most appetizing and eye-appealing best, here are some tips for getting your ice cream ready to scoop. Ice cream stored at -15 degrees in a storage freezer is much too hard for dipping. It needs to be tempered or slowly warmed to a workable temperature. Here's how it's done. The proper dipping temperature for Hershey's ice cream is between 5 and 7 degrees above zero. Use a stick thermometer to measure the temperature of your ice cream. The storage area of the dipping cabinet works well for the tempering process. The dipping cabinet temperature may have to be adjusted to keep the ice cream at its optimum temperature. Remember, when you're adjusting the thermostat, clockwise is cooler. Never turn the dial more than half a number at one time. Depending upon the flavor, tempering may take up to 24 hours. That's why it's important to restock the dipping cabinet at night. Once the ice cream is tempered and the cans are secured in the dipping cabinet with the can clamps or beauty rings, we want to familiarize you with a few other items. Always check the dip well and ensure it is filled with cold running water. Never use warm water as it creates an environment for bacteria. Store your dippers in the dip well when not in use. Keep a clean and sanitized dipping pad nearby. When you remove the dipper from the dip well, tap it lightly on the dipper pad to remove excess water. This will keep ice crystals from forming on the ice cream. Never dip out of the bottom layer of the cans in the dipping cabinet. The ice cream won't be tempered sufficiently for dipping. Now let's discuss the proper tools and techniques to ensure correct scooping procedures and portion control. The proper serving size in the proper container is the key to portion control. Your parlor management will have selected the correct sized cones and cups for each serving. Be sure to use the correct dipper and serving container as you prepare each serving of ice cream. First of all, there are two types of dippers, the mechanical dipper and the zero dipper. The mechanical dipper has a thumb handle and blade that releases the ice cream from the bowl of the dipper. The zero dipper is quite different. The zero dipper has a special liquid in the handle, so the warmth of your hand heats up the dipper just enough to prevent the ice cream from sticking. Either type dipper comes in a variety of sizes, designed to meet specific serving size requirements. You can always tell which size dipper you're using because it's stamped right on the handle. The most common sizes are the number 12, 16, 24, and 30 dippers. Always be sure to handle the dipper carefully and inspect them every day for nicked, bent, or dulled edges and signs of pitting. If any of these conditions are found, send the dipper back to the manufacturer for repair or replacement. Dip it, don't dig it! The golden rule of ice cream scooping. But before we make that first scoop, remember, always keep the lids closed while the customer is making a choice. And don't forget to reclose the lid after you've scooped the ice cream. Let's get scooping, starting with the mechanical dipper. Our recommendation for the ideal single-serving cone or cup is a 4-ounce dip using a number 16 dipper. Remove the dipper from the dip well and tap it lightly on the dipper pad to remove excess water. This is to keep ice crystals from forming on the ice cream. Consistency is the name of the game. You want to scoop ice cream in a smooth round ball, about the same size every time. Begin scooping close to the wall of the can, no deeper than 1 inch into the ice cream. Grip the dipper firmly, keeping your wrist straight. Let your arm and shoulder muscles do the work. Draw the dipper in a circular motion across the surface of the ice cream, rolling it into a smooth round ball. Trim the portion by gliding it lightly across the surface of the ice cream. Then turn the dipper over so the dipper bowl is facing up. Never trim a filled dipper against the side of the can. This compresses the overrun, damages the texture of the Hershey's Premium ice cream, and also reduces the number of dips available in each can, resulting in lost sales and lost profits. To place the ice cream into a cone or dish, simply place the dipper over the top of the container, press lightly and release the mechanical dipper, creating a collar or overhang which gives an appealing impression of generosity. Never use your finger to hold the ice cream on the dipper, and never use a cracked cone. Now let's perform the scoop with the number 16 zero dipper. Remove the dipper from the dip well and tap it lightly on the dipper pad to remove excess water. Grasp the dipper near the end of the handle for leverage. Score the can of ice cream by using the zero to mark the can into quarters. Beginning close to the wall on one of the lines, move the dipper in a circular motion across the surface of the tub, cutting a ribbon about 1 inch deep into the ice cream until you've reached the quarter mark. Then draw the dipper toward the center, pull it back, and remove. Again, never use your fingers to hold the ice cream on the dipper while dipping. With the zero dipper, we suggest you tip the cone onto the dipper to avoid having the ice cream released too soon. Start the second scoop where the first scoop ended and work as quickly and smoothly as possible to avoid compressing the ice cream. When you finish scooping, place the dipper in the dip well so it is ready the next time you need it. Cutting ribbons of ice cream, remove one layer at a time, lowering the surface evenly and leaving the ice cream level in the can. Don't allow ice cream to adhere to the side of the can. Practice makes perfect when it comes to scooping. So take the time to weigh your scoops when you start, and soon you'll learn to scoop consistently. Learning proper techniques of portion control is an essential part of your training. Each menu item recipe will have designated dipper and container sizes. When you use the correct size tools and become familiar with them, you will be more likely to scoop appropriate portions for each recipe. Remember, cones and cups that are too large or too small for the portion make the customers feel cheated or encourage over-scooping. In other words, portion control starts with the proper container. Let's talk now about hand packing. When a customer selects a particular flavor and wants to take it home, it must be hand-packed into a pint or quart-sized container. To accomplish this simply and easily, take the spade from the dipper well and tap off any excess water. Score the can of ice cream by using the spade to mark the can into quarters. Beginning where the lines intersect, push through the ice cream toward the wall of the can. Imagine the tub as a pie and cut wedge-shaped pieces from the center out. Keep the overall surface of the ice cream relatively level. Always use a spade to pack the ice cream into the container over the ice cream can, and weigh the container at intervals as you approach the target weight. The proper weight for a pint of ice cream is 12 ounces, for a quart is 24 ounces. Customers like to see you go back for more, but if you go over the target weight, never remove any of the ice cream. Finally, with the container on the work surface, press gently on the ice cream with the edge of the spade. Never use the flat surface of the spade because this overcompresses the product. Now let's stop and review what we've learned about scooping and hand packing. Ice cream must be tempered before it can be served. Make sure dip well and dipping pad is clean and in place. Note the differences between mechanical and Zeril dippers. Always tap the dipper on the dipping pad before using. Dip, don't dig. Keep the ice cream level in the can as you dip. Practice proper portion control. Properly hand pack ice cream. Now that we've covered the basics of the ice cream, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get ready for another busy day. Let's talk about store opening responsibilities. Once you're inside, keep the doors locked until you're ready to open for business. Here's a routine that will help guarantee your Hershey's premium ice cream is always fresh and delicious. You'll want to make these steps a daily activity. For a detailed explanation, see Section 6 entitled Operating in the How-To Manual. Check the ice cream temperature in the dipping cabinet. Check and log freezer temperature. Clean glass areas on dipping cabinets and display merchandisers. Check your menu board and update your specials, your daily flavors, or any other important changes. Always remember to wash your hands before handling food and working in the food area. Check the water level in the topping warmers and turn them on. Turn on the water to the dipping wells and stock with dippers and spades. Check syrups and toppings for spoilage and restock as needed. Dispose of any toppings that contain bubbles or sting your tongue. Remember to wash and sanitize the containers before refilling. Make smaller amounts of slower moving toppings to lessen waste from spoilage. Here's how to check the dipping cabinet. Scrape ice off the dipping cabinet at least once a day, either when opening or closing. To accomplish this, cover the ice cream with the plastic lids furnished by Hershey's. Then place a piece of wax paper or freezer paper over the ice cream cans. Using your scraper with a side-to-side motion, scrape the ice buildup into a large tray, being careful not to let the ice scrapings fall onto the ice cream cans. Uncover the ice cream containers, then inspect the ice cream's taste, color, and smell. Remove any ice or stray bits of other flavor. Check the temperature and hardness of ice cream in the dipping cabinet with a stick thermometer. Keep ice cream well stocked. A near-empty can should be removed to the storage freezer and replaced. When there's room, the remaining product can be added to the new can. Keep ice cream cans scraped down using the flat part of the spade and roll the ice cream from the side. Make sure your uniform is clean and fresh and you're ready to start the day. Of course, you'll always want to keep your work area clean. Constantly clean around the scale, the cash register, dipping cabinets, shake machine, and counters. When you clean the glass on either the outside or the inside of the dipping cabinet, be sure plastic lids are put on each can to prevent the cleaning solution from getting into or flavoring the product. The Hershey's How-To Manual contains step-by-step instructions on every aspect of opening and operating your ice cream store. See Section 4 entitled Equipment and Supplies. The how-to manual is must reading. Let's quickly review what we've learned so far. Check equipment, menu board, and tools. Check ice cream. Make sure it's well stocked. Scrape your dipping cabinet at least daily. Keep your work area clean and sparkling. Make sure your uniform is clean and fresh. Now we're ready to start serving our customers. Your prompt, friendly, courteous service will make eating Hershey's Premium Ice Cream even more enjoyable. The best way to greet your customer is with a smile. Always greet customers as soon as they come in, even if you are in the middle of serving someone else. Good choice. Hi there, I'll be with you in just a moment. What size can I get for you today? Taking an order isn't just delivering what the customer asks for. It's knowing your product so you can give suggestions to the customer, because often they don't know exactly what they want. Don't be afraid to suggest your favorite flavor. You also need to know what's in a particular flavor.
They all look good.
Well, my favorite flavor is peanut butter fudge. Would you like to try a sample? You also want to be able to suggest the flavors, toppings, and blend-in items. How about adding chocolate sprinkles to that? Makes it extra tasty. You should also practice trade-up selling, like suggesting a double cone, a milkshake when they order a soft drink, or a sundae or banana split when they ask for a dish of ice cream.
I'd like a scoop of Rocky Road, please.
Would you like a double scoop? Don't be pushy, but help customers out when they need a suggestion. Don't hurry a customer, but be ready for the order. Oftentimes, when you are making up an order, you're creating a showpiece that will entice other customers to order the same thing. Take your time to ensure perfection. Listen carefully and repeat their order back to them. That was a double dip of Rocky Road, right? This will ensure you give them exactly what they ask for. And treat all customers the same: children, adults, and seniors. Always remember to say goodbye. This is important because it makes the customer feel appreciated. Thank them for coming and invite them back again soon. Thanks for coming in. Hope to see you soon. Remember, customers are here for a good time, and as a courteous server, you can make all the difference in the world. Now let's review the last few minutes. You represent the business to the public. Be courteous and smile, smile, smile. Practice suggest and trade-up selling techniques. Thank your customer for coming and invite them back. Whew, it's been a busy day, but we're not through yet. There are some specific responsibilities that must be accomplished every day at closing. Be sure to read the how-to manual for a detailed checklist of closing procedures. Remove can clamps and place in the sink to soak. Restocking the ice cream at night allows it to begin its tempering process. Remember, depending on the flavor, it takes as long as 24 hours to temper ice cream to proper dipping temperatures. Be sure to rotate your inventory. Each can of Hershey's ice cream has a code date. Wash the can clamps, dry, and replace. Cover ice cream securely with can lids or plastic wrap. Clean the interiors of dipping cabinets and display cases. Remember to cover the ice cream with plastic lids when using glass cleaner on the dipping cabinet. Store refrigerated toppings. Cover or store baked goods and cones. Cover products in display cases. Clean topping bars, warmers, cone holders, scales, and other countertop equipment. Wash down all shelves, countertops, dipping cabinets, display cases, and other equipment. Depending on how well proper scraping and cleaning procedures are followed, some scraped ice, dirt, and dropped product will build up. Then it will be necessary to do a full cleaning of the dipping cabinet. Please check the How-To Manual, Section 6, Operating for full details. Use a dry brush to clean the condenser. Check and log freezer and dipping cabinet temperatures. Let me encourage you to review Hershey's How-To Manual to learn even greater details about your responsibilities. You should also follow some other important recommendations to ensure your Hershey's Premium Ice Cream stays fresh and tasty. Maintain your storage freezer at -15 degrees and monitor it closely with a thermometer. Never store Hershey's ice cream products uncovered in the freezer. Never dip out of the bottom layer of the cans in the dipping cabinet. The ice cream won't be tempered sufficiently for dipping. This practice also minimizes contamination of the ice cream from dirt and foreign objects. Use empty cans to raise the level of the ice cream that you want to dip from. Maintain proper air circulation by storing containers at least 2 inches from the walls of the freezer. Never attempt to rush the tempering process by allowing the can to sit on the counter outside of the freezer. This causes the ice cream to compress and lose its proper texture. If possible, frozen yogurts, sherbets, sorbets, and non-fats should be stored in separate freezers from the ice cream. They do not require a temperature as cold as ice cream. If they must be stored in the same freezer, they should be placed in the center area of the dipping cabinet. And never store other food items with the ice cream in the dipping cabinet. Ice cream will absorb the flavor and odor of other foods easily. Scraping down the sides of the can and properly covering the ice cream at night helps extend ice cream life. Leaving containers open exposes the ice cream to warmer air, increasing the risk of heat shock, which will dry out the ice cream, leaving a poor quality product. To start the tempering process, resupply the dipping cabinet at night by placing the new cans of ice cream on the bottom layer. Slow-moving products can develop a thick, gummy layer on top. This can be scraped off and discarded, leaving the rest of the ice cream suitable for use. Here's the tough part of your job: taste testing for quality. Every morning, test each container before you begin serving it. Your ice cream should be smooth and creamy, have great eye appeal, consistent color, no unusual odor, and fresh flavor. Let's pause briefly to review. At the end of the day, prepare facilities for the next day's business. Recheck freezer and dipping cabinet temperatures. Maintain product quality and freshness. Keep freezer at proper temperature. Temper ice cream correctly. Keep containers scraped. Now we're going to make special ice cream treats that are flavorful and fun, and discuss troubleshooting techniques. You've seen the hands of our ice cream expert throughout this program. Now let me introduce Mr. Grover Hess, who will show you how to make some of the most common ice cream treats uncommonly good.
I've been in the ice cream business for the most of my life with Hershey's, and I've learned some tricks of the trade, and I'd like to share them with you. When it comes to making ice cream desserts, the most important thing to remember is scoop accurately and treat your customers fairly. Now just watch, and I'll show you step by step how Hershey's Ice Cream recommends making the following ice cream treats.
In preparing our Hershey's ice cream treats, our first recommendation is to make a simple syrup, which is used to thin ice cream toppings. Measure 6 pounds of granulated sugar into a gallon container, then fill it with hot or cold water. Make sure the sugar is dissolved and the mixture is cool before adding the toppings. Use this solution to thin the syrups according to manufacturer's directions. Now let's make one of my favorite treats, a delicious dinner sundae. First, select a clean glass dish, place a ½ ounce of chocolate syrup around the sides of the dish to add eye appeal. Then add a 3-ounce scoop of Hershey's vanilla ice cream. Add 1 ounce of chocolate syrup, followed by 1 ounce of whipped cream, and top it off with a stemmed maraschino cherry. Sprinkle nuts on top if your customer desires and charge accordingly. And remember, serve this delicious treat with a smile. Next, let's show you how to make a delicious full-size sundae. Select a clean glass tulip dish and add a ½ ounce of chocolate syrup around the sides of the dish, again for eye appeal. Now place 1 2-ounce scoop of Hershey's vanilla ice cream in the dish. Then add an additional 4-ounce scoop of Hershey's vanilla ice cream for a total of 6 ounces of ice cream. Then add 1 ounce of chocolate syrup, 1 ounce of whipped cream, and 1 stem maraschino cherry to top off this delicious sundae. Sprinkle nuts on top if your customer desires and charge accordingly. A delicious, profitable treat, simple and easy to make. Now for an all-time favorite, a delicious chocolate milkshake. Select a stainless steel container with measurement markings on the side. Add 6 ounces of Hershey's vanilla ice cream, more if you're making an extra thick shake for which you'll charge accordingly, 1 1/2 ounces of chocolate syrup, and 5 to 6 ounces of cold milk. Place on the blender or shake machine until well blended. Pour into a 16-ounce glass or paper cup and serve. Hershey's ice cream milkshakes, a sure winner. Finally, let's make a super delicious banana split. Into a clean glass or plastic banana boat, place a banana that you've prepared with the peeling still on. Place a half of the banana on each side of the dish. Then add a 2-ounce scoop of Hershey's vanilla ice cream, followed by a 2-ounce scoop of Hershey's chocolate ice cream and a 2-ounce scoop of Hershey's strawberry ice cream. Top with a 1/2 ounce of chocolate syrup on the chocolate ice cream and a 1/2 ounce of strawberry topping on the strawberry ice cream. Top with a 1/2 ounce of pineapple topping on the vanilla ice cream. Next, decorate with 2 ounces of whipped cream and add 2 stem maraschino cherries. Again, nuts would be extra. What customer wouldn't love this delicious banana split?
I certainly hope you learned a great deal about the ice cream business today. With a little attention to detail and constant practice, you'll soon be scooping just like me.
We'd now like to discuss what you should do if you encounter any problems with Hershey's ice cream products or equipment. For example, if you experience any quality concerns such as grainy texture or missing ingredients, such as no walnuts in the maple walnut, or lack of syrup in a flavor, or no fruit in a fruity ice cream flavor, please set the can of ice cream aside to be picked up by your Hershey's route man. Please inform your telephone sales representative of the problem. When you set the ice cream aside, please get the code date from the bottom of the can. This will aid us in identifying the route of your concern. Please be sure to rotate your ice cream. And remember, Hershey's ice cream is always unconditionally guaranteed. When it comes to equipment, please check the following troubleshooting suggestions before you call Hershey's service department for maintenance. If the inside walls of the dipping cabinet are warm, is the cabinet plugged in? Is the compressor running? Are the lights on? Is the electrical circuit breaker in the on position? If the freezer is running and the ice cream is soft, is there a heavy buildup of ice on the wall of the cabinet? If so, the cabinet must be defrosted and cleaned. Is the condenser blocked from receiving a supply of air? The area around the condenser must be kept free so it can receive an adequate flow of air. Is there an exhaust fan or air conditioning vent over the dipping cabinet? Constantly moving air will pull cold air from the dipping cabinet. Please make sure your thermostat is adjusted properly. Clockwise is colder. What is the temperature in your store? If the room temperature is 80 to 85 degrees or higher, your dipping cabinet may not cool properly. You need to cool down your store with air conditioning or an exhaust fan. Once you've checked these items, then feel free to call Hershey's Service Department, and we will be happy to assist you. Thanks for being one of our valued customers, and happy dipping!